And we are live. Good morning, crypto warriors, and welcome back to the Gem in the Crypto, episode 581. Today is Tuesday, July 21st. It's Tuesday, right?
Yeah, oh yeah.
And I'm King.
And I'm Bitcoin Zay. And we're here to bridge the gap between cryptocurrency and the community Monday through Friday at 10-ish.
And today's top stories: Bitcoin rises with stocks as EU agrees to a 750 billion euro, I was going to say a dollar, it's so natural, 750 billion euro in coronavirus stimulus. I'm not used to saying euro, pardon me. SEC Commissioner Pierce asks, who do we protect in Telegram shutdown? U.S. state of Texas saddles up to become the next blockchain capital. UK Treasury wants to bring crypto ads under direct government oversight. Grayscale receives FINRA approval for Bitcoin Cash and Litecoin to trade publicly. But first and foremost, what is going on with these prices today?
Oh yeah, so the Moon Boys are out because Bitcoin is at $9,362. That big 2% jump last night.
Exactly, yeah. Some type of articles.
Why are people so excited over this? But these must be people just
same
bored.
Price as a year ago.
Same price as a year ago. Ethereum at $244, up 2.4%. Ripple at 19 cents, up 0.8%. Chainlink is the only coin that has really took a hit today at $7.31, down 7%. Hope you cashed out. Bitcoin Cash at $230 is up 2.4%. And Litecoin at $43 is up 3%. And last but not least, EOS at $2.63, up 1%. Pretty much green today, but as we always say, this price movement is sideways. Altcoin season has, for some people, begun, but when you're talking about 20%, 15% gains, that's not all season. All season is 10x, 20x, 30x
right.
From where you came from. So it's not all season yet, but I'm sure some people got a few quick gains over the past couple of days.
Listen, you talk about quick gains, hey, we don't give any type of trading advice here. We talk about some of the moves we make as we always have, but I do distinctly remember having a quick side conversation about altcoins a few days ago to get everybody a heads up, right?
Oh, yeah.
So, boom, there you go. What's going on, Sid Owsley? Good morning, Leroy Forbes. Blessings to you. Shannon Allen. What's going on, Madam Crypto? Hola. Hello. So, as Bitcoin, Zay said, even though we're looking at a little 2 to 3% jump in the price of Bitcoin, since there's nothing else going on, and the Wall Street invasion has happened, that is top news. So everybody's trying to speculate, how did this happen? How do we get to 9,300 and some change overnight, right? Well, it looks like one of the reasons why Bitcoin rises with stocks as the EU agrees to 750 billion euro coronavirus stimulus. This is good news. We talked about this when it came to the U.S., that we think this would be one of the reasons. This may be the reason for a small 2 to 3% gain. What's your thoughts on it?
Hey, keep printing it.
Right?
money print and go burn. That's what we talking about right there. Because when stocks and Bitcoin have a strong correlation, which they have recently, one of the things that happens is when they print this money, they don't give it to regular people. They give it to companies who engage in stock buybacks, which keeps the price of their stock artificially higher, which keeps their investors happy and not scared. The good thing is when that happens, the price of Bitcoin usually rises because that means more money is going into Bitcoin. That should tell you who's investing the big money into Bitcoin. If it's not going to regular people, it's a lot of institutional involvement, and a lot of these companies that are doing stock buybacks have some sort of Bitcoin or crypto plan. So, in my opinion, as it rises with stocks, if that correlation holds strong, then it looks as though, like Max Kaiser stated earlier, if gold goes to 2,000, silver to $50, Bitcoin will be at 25,000. So if that happens in the next year's time, it'll pretty much be because we printed billions or actually trillions of dollars and just gave it away.
Right. What's crazy is that, as we see that correlation, I won't say crazy, the scary part about that is that if something does happen, which something probably will to the markets, and we get some type of recession, and companies start to go under, which it's already happening. Companies are going under from the pandemic. I drove into a parking lot where I knew some stores that literally yesterday, and none of the stores there anymore. I was like, wait, all of them. It was like 3 or 4 different stores. They're all gone. So it's already happening. And I make that point because we may see the price of Bitcoin drop dramatically one more time before we see that uptick because as those same institutional investors come in with organizations, all this organizational money that they're getting, as Bitcoin, they said, is not going to retail investors, it's going to organizations and institutions. That same money they're plopping into Bitcoin, if they go under or something happens to their markets, they're going to pull it right out. So that's when I think we'll see a quick little flash crash.
Yep. Just like August 2017.
Exactly.
Yep.
or really just a few, or was it March?
Yeah,
March when we saw the flash crash. So we'll see that again. I'll be able to buy back into some good positions, hopefully, and all will be right with the world.
Yeah, quarter four will be interesting.
So what do you think is going to happen with the, are we going to get a pandemic relief plan again, or what's happening with the U.S.? What are your thoughts?
Well, in my opinion, at the end of this month, a lot of the rent holds that have been there and a lot of the mortgage holds that have been, not enforced, those are coming out as we increase the unemployment numbers. So I think people getting $600 a week is nothing, and we actually need a real stimulus. So I think we will have that drop. I think going forward, people will be less likely to invest in things or to buy things that they can't use immediately. However, long term, the people with all the money are going to keep buying Bitcoin. Trust me.
Right. There we go. All right, people, something to look at. A couple of quick shouts again. Lucky Lloyd, what's going on? Daryl Rogers, hello. Thanks for watching. We appreciate it. Let's see. Lucky Lloyd said we're entering a new economy. We have two options: adjust to it or fail miserably. Of course, that's right. Let's see. Shannon said when the recession numbers come out in the next few days, it's going to cause everyone to go crazy. Yeah, it's about to get interesting.
Yeah, this might be a exit pump.
Right. Yeah, this is the last one for real. This is the last.
Yeah,
that's true. SEC Commissioner Pierce asks, "Who did we protect in Telegram shutdown?" This Commissioner Hester Pierce clearly doesn't see and this is coming from a Cointelegraph article. Let me make sure I'm making that clear. I'm reading it. Commissioner Hester Pierce clearly doesn't see the SEC's courtroom win against Telegram as a victory for the regulator or innovation in the United States. So in her July 21st speech for Blockchain Week Singapore, Securities and Exchange Commissioner Hester Pierce, according to Cointelegraph, is known among the industry as Crypto Mom, though I have not met anyone.
I've never met anybody that's like, Crypto Mom?
Yeah, like, next time, you know what, Cointelegraph, who wrote this? Colin, I want you to tell me who said she was Crypto Mom. I need a name. I'm gotta have some sources on this one.
Yeah, that's in Google.
But known among the industry as Crypto Mom, spoke out on her opposition to the SEC's recently concluded suit against Telegram. Again, we talked about this before. The SEC went at Telegram. This has been like a year and some change now. They've been in court. But they went after Telegram for their ICO of selling Gram token, which, by the way, they only sold to like 9 to 18 different people / organizations and companies. They raised $1.7 billion, but that goes to show that the 18 or whatever people one was like a financial capital growth fund. They gave them $300 million, So it's not normal people they did this to. But like we said about the government extortion, basically the SEC wanted a piece of that. And their commissioner, Hester Pierce, has come out and basically saying, hey, we didn't really win in this case.
Terrible.
What are some of the things she's saying here?
Oh, yeah. So she's actually saying that enforcement actions can be instructive to people other than the wrongdoer, but are not an appropriate mechanism to create new law. Our regulatory integrity demands that enforcement actions be premised on a violation of a clearly articulated statute or rule. Thank you, Hester Pierce, because what we're seeing is the SEC crack down on people with rules that don't exist yet. They're literally just making it up as they go. And she even questioned, who do we protect by bringing this action? The initial purchasers,
right,
who were accredited investors, members of the public, who are mostly outside of the United States, who would have bought the grams and used them to buy and sell goods on the ton blockchain. Did they really look into U.S. securities laws for protection? And then would-be innovators who will now take additional steps to avoid the United States, which we've talked about a lot. If the United States keeps overregulating, people will leave. Right. And this seems to be, like they say here, the first time that she's publicly positioned herself in opposition to the SEC's work. Of course, because she has spoken out against the SEC and she actually is a part of it, this is something good, I believe, for crypto, because at least you have 1 or 2 people that understand there's no reason to regulate most of these projects into the ground before they even can start building. And like she said before, they're accredited investors. There's no rules or statutes in law for SEC to look into it. It's just gang out here.
It's straight up gang.
And she sees it, and we've seen it for a long time.
And she also asks, while the United States certainly has the most robust capital markets in the world, and while we work hard to preserve those markets with a fair and efficient regulatory structure, we would do well to recall that our way is not the only way. We should be cautious about asking for remedies that effectively impose our rules beyond our borders. So that's one of the main things we've always talked about. And that's the thing, of course we're patriotic, but, one of our critiques is always, our way is not the only way, especially when we're talking about, when we say, I know it's not the truth, but we say we're supposed to be a democratic society. Technically, if we're going off democracy, China's way is the way, or India's way. They got more people, right? They're going to raise their hand in a different direction. So our way is not the only way, especially when it comes to technology. I don't think we should be imposing rules beyond our borders. Hell, I don't think the federal government should be imposing the rules as they are on some of the states. That's a different conversation. But I say all of that because I want to make sure I give her praise for standing up and speaking about this. But honestly, while it's a step in the right direction, right now it is not enough. Commissioner Hester Pierce is not enough because you're the SEC commissioner. This reminds me of when Michelle Obama tweeted or put something out like "Bring our girls back" about the girls who's getting kidnapped in Africa. It's like,
talk to your husband.
Your husband, the president.
Why don't you roll over in bed and ask
commander in chief. It's like, who are you tweeting to? Like, no one you tweet to will be able to help bring the girls back, but the person next to you can. So this is the same thing to me. It's SEC Commissioner Hester Pierce. Whether she's up front, she's being honest, and she really feels this way, or she's just saying this now that is getting ugly and is out in the public. And the SEC, as she stated, clearly went at the Telegram when none of their customers were retail investors or even members of our public. So
we are protected.
Right.
Protecting Russians?
Right. Exactly. So,
are you a Russian apologizing?
Are y'all working with Russia?
Yeah.
So it's like she pointed out, I'm glad she pointed out, but it's also like, you the SEC commissioner. Don't point it out. Go clean house. Go figure that out. So I hope to see that there's follow-ups to this and the SEC does change the way they do things. However, I highly doubt, and I hope she's sincere. It's just not just a talking point right here. Because right now, to me, it sounds good, but it's a talking point.
Yeah, good talking point.
Right. It was like everybody. Who's the civil rights leader that just passed away? I'm having brain freeze right now.
John Lewis.
John Lewis. Somebody was like, you really want to honor him? Basically. Put the voting rights into the bill and not making it an actual thing you have to vote on every so often, which we still do. Blacks, you still have to have. We still have to vote to get that voting rights, act to go through. So it's like, you really want to honor him, put it in the actual bill. So it's the same thing. You really mean what you say, then stop going after these companies. Yeah. Drop it. Like, why did you go after them? Don't in the ninth inning be like, all right, maybe we should have. No, do it.
It's too late. Yeah.
You are the SEC commissioner. But yeah, those are my thoughts. What's going on, CryptoKey? What's going on, PFC Wells? Welcome, Trat. PFC Wells said, I think she's playing the game. Let's see what happens when she leaves office.
Yeah.
I think, of course.
I'm always wary of anybody who's a part of the organization they are criticizing. It's controlled opposition. Make you feel like you have two choices when in reality they're all working together.
Right. How many times have I said bad things about the military people? And I keep telling you this gang.
Exactly.
But for real, I'm always like, hey, it's still the same team. You just, you look for the best ways of doing things. U.S. state of Texas is actually next up, trying to be the state of doing things as they settle up to become the next blockchain capital. What is going on in good old Texas?
Oh, yeah. So Texas seems like they're going the Wyoming route. They have something known as the Texas Blockchain Council, which established a trade association or business league to make them a national blockchain power. And they actually stated what states like Wyoming have done for blockchain innovation is truly amazing, and we certainly want to emulate that. We just want to come behind these states with Texas' $1 trillion economy, which will ultimately allow us to become the next big place where blockchain innovation happens. So once again, what we have said a long time ago, when Wyoming introduced the blockchain sandbox, when they introduced not taxing crypto companies for 3 years, all of these steps to create a more friendly blockchain environment, we already knew other states would copy, and they would be bigger states. Wyoming's a little bit smaller, so they were able to operate with, pretty much under the radar. Shout out to Caitlin Long, but Texas is like, hey, we are Texas. We got $1 trillion economy, and Bitmain is already there. Other companies like Hedera, Hashgraph, they've already established themselves there. So because Texas is so big, they have so much land, and they have so much money that I believe will move into the Bitcoin and blockchain space. Texas looks like they'll be big for blockchain innovation. I mean, they have Austin, Texas there, a lot of startups. You have Houston and Dallas tech hubs.
I was about to jump. I was gonna let you finish. I was about to jump on it. Yeah,
it should be interesting.
I'll say this, and I'm serious about this. If Texas were to become a blockchain, Bitcoin, crypto hub, I would definitely have a home there.
Yeah.
For one, the real estate is still extremely affordable. There's no state tax. 2 times no state tax. So already, when you talk about comparing. Let's say Texas does get their tech bubble going, or at least the blockchain again, the crypto side of things at the level where California is at. You're talking about no state tax with the same type of industry. So you're making the same money without the taxes.
That's why professional athletes go there.
Right. You're talking about the land there. As Texas said, it already has $1 trillion industry. You know, Texas thinks it's their own country. I love Texas. So shout out to El Paso, Dallas, like you said. Austin's doing a lot of big things. Houston, I almost moved to Houston before I came to LA if it wasn't for that flooding. So I'm with this game plan. I hope that they do actually go toward it. They have plenty of land. My only thing when it comes to blockchain stuff is the cooling. Wyoming is a little bit easier to cool a lot of stuff rather than in Texas. I think Texas might be overzealous in their calculations of what it might take to cool some of these servers, but we'll see, right?
Hey, they're selling fans.
It's definitely possible to do all that land out there. So I think it's a good move to see. I think it can put pressure on places like New York and California to do the right thing when it comes to regulation. So let's saddle up. See what's going on in Texas.
And we've already seen that when people add blockchain strategies or when they add Bitcoin payments to their company, we just talked about a company that gained 34% in 1 quarter. Cash App, the biggest gains they've ever had adding Bitcoin. I can guarantee you, if Texas doubles their GDP after bringing all these blockchain companies, every major state will do the same. And they've even stated here they were the beginning of the Texas Instruments. If you remember the TI-83.
Right. Yeah,
they're at the beginning of innovation there. Also,
I didn't know that was them. It makes sense though.
Yeah, TI-83, TI. If you remember those, I thought that was
playing
like
video games,
technological tour de force, but that looks trash in comparison to what we have now. They also developed 3D printing at UT Austin. So
get weird, Austin.
Hey, Texas has been on the forefront of technological change, and in my opinion, because they have that big economy behind it, as well as the attitude that you kind of need to be in blockchain, like, hey, we're our own country, we do what we want. At what point do they say, yeah, we just want to separate from everybody else if this goes well?
And another big thing to piggyback on that, the lawyers in Texas. We know mass tort is big down there in Texas. They have awesome legal teams down there. I know some of those legal teams. They call Texas their home for the same tax reasons I was telling you about. But when it comes to them becoming sovereign, or in general, even if they stay part of the U.S. and everything, when it comes to federal government or other states picking on crypto companies in Texas, they'll also have a legal team to protect you. So when it comes to Wall Street and some of these New York attorney generals and overstepping their boundaries as they have before, looking at what's my man's that's in 2 life sentences right now. Silk Road. Yeah. We know they'll overstep their boundaries, but when it comes to Texas,
Ross Ulbricht.
Yeah, Ross Ulbricht. But when it comes to New York and California, there are legal teams going after people and regulators going after people. In Texas, you will have those legal teams literally right next door to you to protect your company. So that's also something to think about. Wirespark said there are still a lot of crypto ignorant people here in Texas, but I do see some changes, especially this year with DeFi and staking.
They're going to learn.
Nice.
They're not going to have a choice.
And Wirespark also said real estate is still pretty cheap here in Houston. There it is. PFC Wells is a good point. Okay, power is cheap in Texas as well. So I guess that is. And yes, SLME. That's why I said SLME said Austin is a hipster's town. That's why I said get weird Austin. I've been there. That's their little moniker. If you've ever been to Hollywood, California, that is in Texas. That is all Austin is. I have no clue how I got there either.
Oh, yeah. A lot of white people in toboggans.
Hilarious. UK Treasury wants to bring crypto ads under direct government oversight. It looks like British consumers need stronger rules to protect them from deceptive crypto ads, said UK minister. Listen, this to me sounds like when the US be like, sound like y'all need some freedom diplomacy over there. Usually that means you're going to get bombed very soon. So whenever you hear a regulator or a political person says, we need stronger rules to protect the people from whatever, then you know what's coming next.
Oh, yeah. They're about to smack down crypto ads.
What's going on with this?
Oh, yeah. So they basically, the UK government is trying to create a regulatory framework for financial ads. 2 new proposals were set forth on July 20th, yesterday, which will require authorized firms to obtain the FCA's specific consents to approve the financial promotions of their unauthorized counterparts. It's intended to strengthen the FCA's direct oversight over prospective ads, which literally means you have to run every ad through a filter. If you pay in my opinion, if you pay the fee, cool. As an authorized firm. If you don't,
already know how much is it going to cost.
Exactly. How much does it cost, man? And at this point, we're seeing crypto being hit from all sides as far as how people are making money for it.
Right.
People are going to control the ads. People are going to try and control the views of even what we do. People are going to try and control on-ramps. People are going to try and control the over-the-counter market simply because they can't directly invest in crypto for the most part. So they have to find ways to make money off of the crypto market. So it looks like UK has headed that route. I also saw in other news that somebody's actually bringing a lawsuit in the U.S. So, if this happens and then somebody kind of gets smart and says, hey, the lawsuit that's in the U.S., we can do that in the U.K. based on crypto ads, then, that would be interesting to see. So, in my opinion, U.K. is doing what they're supposed to do as a country. They want to take over. They want to regulate. But crypto ads, we don't really need them, honestly. Bitcoin was fine before ads. It'll be fine after ads. Who cares?
Yeah, and it's kind of like it's what you literally just said as far as, Bitcoin doesn't need it, but it's not about that. It's about them not being able to control Bitcoin. So they're trying to control a part of the market. This part of the market for them is going to be the advertising part, right?
Yep.
And like you said, this wouldn't even apply to Bitcoin. This is going to apply to all those what would be ICO, which are now STO companies, right? Mm-hmm. You want to do a STO or you want to do a project or a fundraising and you want to do advertising, well, now you got to go through the UK, right? SPFC will say, UK gang, where's my cut? Like, now you got to come through us.
Yeah, I was saying, everybody trying to get their cut.
Right, and what's crazy is, it doesn't even have to be a government agency to take this over. If it's a big enough trade group or trade association, we can make a crypto trade association for crypto ads. That group could take over and be like, oh no, we're going to be making sure we look at all crypto ads. SEC, right? Sounds like the SEC to me. So I think this is going to happen, like you said, with every part of crypto. Since they can't control the underlying asset, they're going to figure out ways, whether it's advertising, whether it's fundraising, whatever, they're going to figure out a way to control the market. What worries me is that the U.S. is definitely looking at this as setting precedent. If they can if the UK figures this out the right way, the U.S. is doing it next. And of course, the messed up part about it is, first of all, how much is this fee going to cost to become a regulated ad or whatever? And then how are you going to determine who even gets to get the license, right? Yeah. It could be like in New York where they're like, oh, we're selecting a New York bit license, but you've only given it to like 13 or 15 companies in 11 years. So, or however many years you've been operating. So that's my worry with this is that, hey, you're not Facebook or you're not Gemini or you're not Coinbase. Well, you're not regulated. You can't advertise. You're a small mom and pop with a $1,400 budget. You can't advertise here. It must be fake.
Yeah, exactly.
And last but not least, let's not forget some of the biggest scams in crypto history now have come from, or exit scams have come from legitimate sources. Legit. Mt. Gox. Mt. Gox would have been a regulated advertising platform according to some things they had to go by, I'm sure. And you would lost all your money on it. So it's something to think about. You hear about all this. I didn't see the UK warning people about BitConnect. I don't see why they should have a say in advertising. Yeah,
exactly. And going forward, anybody who wants to advertise will somewhere, just not through their means of advertisement. But, you have all these platforms that will, Facebook, Google, they all shut down a lot of crypto ads. It doesn't matter. When you have stuff like a Twitter hack where the thing they ask for is Bitcoin, or you have news about, Jack Dorsey or others. You got Elon Musk tweeting about Dogecoin. We don't even need ads at this point. It's going to promote itself. And if we have another bull run that goes to like 25, 30K, that's all the advertisements you need from here on out. Because at no point from that time on will anybody not know about Bitcoin.
Then it dropped down to 13,000 after that.
Yeah, exactly.
You already see it.
What happened to that Bitcoin thing?
Man, I thought it was going to be at 50. Man, it's at 17 today, I heard. Oh my goodness, bro. What?
Can't win for losing. Because like I said, I remember distinctly watching every day, like, man, one day it'll get to 1,000. So the fact that we're hovering around 9,000, like a lot of the new people are spoiled, or they got in at 16,000 back in 2017. So it's going to be interesting to see.
And it's funny you just said that, how you said, I remember one day, or you said, I remember you think one day you'll get to 1,000, hoping to get to 1,000. Yeah, that's the expectation you gave me. And then just hit 1,000. I was like, wait, what's going on? I thought we had time.
Buckle up. Yeah, it happened real fast.
It was happening real fast. I was like, what is going on here? I thought we had time. Mm-hmm. All right, Grayscale receives FINRA approval for Bitcoin Cash and Litecoin to trade publicly. Shout out to Grayscale.
Oh yeah, Grayscale. They've been trying for a while.
They've been trying. It looks like financial regulators in the U.S. approved shares of Grayscale Investments, Bitcoin Cash, and Litecoin Trust for trading on OTC markets. I'm not gonna lie. When I hear stories like this, it's kind of confusing me. What did the regulators allow them to do? How did FINRA get involved? I thought everything was SEC or a CFTC. How is this a FINRA approval? Now, how does this work and what's going on here?
Oh yeah, so FINRA is regulating the fact that they will be traded as stocks and publicly traded on the OTC markets. Bcash will be BCHG and Litecoin will be LTCN, and they're in full compatibility with the Depository Trust Company, which is the world's largest securities depository. And of course, if you want to trade these assets through Grayscale, you can use them now. And one of the funny things about this is, if you're dumb enough to trade Bitcoin Cash, then yeah, give all your money to Grayscale. That's what Grayscale is basically saying. Is like, if you're stupid enough to invest in it, just do it through us.
I like how they open it. They're like,
if somebody's gonna buy this shitcoin, let's make the money off of it. Right. And then Litecoin, of course, they're being publicly traded as well. The firm has received approval to, at this point, now they have Bitcoin, Ethereum Classic, Horizon, what the hell?
Yeah,
Stellar,
I didn't know that one.
Ripple, and Zcash, which are all available. And what I believe they do is they do data analysis. They see which coins are trending or which coins have the most volume and community. They apply for this, whatever FINRA makes them apply for their approval, and then they just make money off of investors institutional investors who, in my opinion, don't really know any better. So shout out to Grayscale. I always like when people take advantage of dumb rich people, because at some point they're going to realize you don't own the asset and you're buying a basket of assets in essence sometimes when you publicly trade. So
what would happen if, like, with Grayscale, I'm sure they diversify it or whatever. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I mean, what would happen if somebody invests in the Bitcoin Cash and the price goes away, not down, but like away? It's just like, yeah, that token's not here no more. Like, what do you mean? Like,
blockchain had a 51% attack. Well,
it didn't make it. So yeah, that part of the portfolio is like gone. I don't know. Bitcoin Cash, like you said, it's interesting that they went that way. But it's Grayscale. I'm sure it was a conference on some boat, and Roger was there. Like, come on, man, you can make some money off it. Don't act like you can't make no money.
I mean, Coinbase definitely did when they listed it.
Right. So
we don't forget.
Something to think about. Other than that, that is pretty much the news today. Madam Crypto said, I've been blocked from ads on Facebook and Instagram because I promoted crypto wallets back in 2017.
Man.
Yeah, I remember that. I mean, all the big social media, I'm going to leave the one out of it because he's not getting no slander no more. But, Facebook, Google, they all stopped all the ads. And it's one of those things where what happened, Facebook, as we said what happened, Facebook came out, Libra this company came out, we're working on this project. I was like, okay, so you guys are being corrupt. All right, just want to make sure I had that right.
Just making sure.
Right. What's going on? Ryan Cooper, Coop DeVille in the house.
What's up, Ryan? What's up,
and last but not least, Daryl Rogers says, what is your go-to stablecoin for taking profits, and if it's not DAI, why not? It sounds like you're trying to shill. No, I don't know much about DAI, but I don't really have a go-to stablecoin. I would say a good coin that you could use as a stablecoin would be a BNB token. Mm-hmm. I know people have used those in the past when the price of Bitcoin is very volatile, because Binance has been doing a good job with their in-house token. So that's something to think about. Honestly, it's still very volatile, but a coin that only because the product is so good will continue to grow as I'm looking at would be the BAT coin too. It's not necessarily something you want to keep all your money in as a stable coin, but something to consider because the BAT token is going to continue to grow with the Brave browser. So those are two of my thoughts. What about you?
I don't use stable coins.
Right.
Either cash out or keep it in crypto.
Yeah.
Stable coin is just another level of oversight. I'm good. Never use a stable coin. Probably won't ever. So.
And you got to remember, again, this is the whole thing with stablecoins. They're trying to make it sound regulated and all this stuff because it's government oversight. So was whatever bank back in 2008 that went out of business. What were some of these bank names? I can't remember some of these banks. Wachovia. There we go. That's what I was thinking about. Wachovia was huge, people. Wachovia.
They had a bank full of stable currency.
Exactly. Wachovia. Was it Bernstein? Was it Bernstein Bears? Was it
Bear Stearns?
Bear Stearns, right? Bernstein Bears. My mom on daycare. I know about these old books. Don't worry about me. But yeah, so you got Bear Stearns. These were all stable coins, like you said too, and they went out of business. So that's my thing with stable coins. I don't know why people look to stable coins with such safety, because if they were to exit scam or actually go out of business the next day, you're not getting your money back. Like it's that, just like you wouldn't with anything else in the crypto market. So those are my thoughts. Other than that, that's our show for today. As always, thanks for watching. Make sure you smash that like and share, people. And we will see you all tomorrow with some more crypto news.
Oh yeah.
Make sure you hold. Cheers.
Peace.